practice. Virtual pitch practice is something that came up especially during COVID, but it's a great idea for anybody who wants to build their business, anybody who's going into a pitch contest, anybody who has to compete for an investor or a partner or a prospect's attention. You come to virtual pitch practice, you get a chance to work through the concerns that you have, you get some expert advice from subject matter experts, and you know exactly what to say when you get on the stage for an actual pitch presentation or competition. I have an exciting guest today, the Spotlight Company. It's our first international business. We've done a lot of domestic businesses here in the US. We've got somebody with a special challenge, and we'll let him introduce himself in a second. But first, I want to introduce the panel. I've also selected the panel, the guy, Bill McKinnon, today because he has some international experience. So, Bill, go ahead. What's your elevator pitch? Introduce yourself.
Well, I've been working with folks internationally for 25 years, much of it on pitch, whether it's to boards or for large contracts, orals coaching, which is a form of pitching. It's just with teams for large IT contracts. I love the work. I work with voices, I work with bodies, and I work with content messaging.
Fair enough. I'm Steve Brett. I work with the Raise Forum. I have about 35 years in marketing and presentation experience. I started on radio when radio was actually broadcast before there was Sirius XM. I went into the ad agency business, which I ran for about 20 years. And then the traditional ad agency business went into digital and the internet. And so I built some websites for companies like Sports Authority and Citizen Watch Company. And most recently, I've been working with the Raise Forum at Emory University, doing startups, businesses that are trying to grow. And that's how we get to where we are today. So let's assume that Bill and I have gone to a conference. We're old friends, and this part is true. And we're at the conference, and it's breakfast. You got to get on the elevator from the 19th floor and head down for breakfast. Or Max, if you like, you could pretend that Mark Cuban is standing in the elevator with us. And Max gets on the elevator, and we look at his name tag, and we say, "Hey, Max, how are you? We're all here together. Max, what is it that you do, man?"
Hey, imagine you're in the middle of nowhere, working with your squad, taking care of them while writing data into a little notepad for your boss. You might not finish, so you end up building a report and sending an email at home 2 hours later. This is a typical day for a field operator. As you know, my name is Max Echeverria. I am Chilean, as you can see or tell by my accent, but I'm also a son of a field operations manager, and I am the founder and CEO of Eskuad. We help simplify teamwork for field operations by democratizing BI and AI tools, streamlining data collection and reports creation, reducing reworks, retyping, and helping make better decisions. When you're running field operations, I mean, I can still talking if you want, because
No, you
I
can't
do it.
You're done because the elevator just got to the first floor and we're all heading out to breakfast. Now, what is the purpose of an elevator pitch? The purpose of that elevator pitch is to get Bill and Steve to say, "Hey, Max, that's pretty cool. Why don't you join us for breakfast and tell us more?" So you've only got those 18 or 19 floors to get to the bottom, and you've got to get it all in one shot. Now, Bill, use your speakeasy experience, and this is the first time that you've heard Max do his elevator pitch. I've heard it before, full disclosure. What did you think? Is it good, bad? How could it be better?
Well, I would say that it's a B minus on a B, C, D, F scale. A couple of things. You went fairly quickly and give an accent It's a little more difficult for somebody who doesn't speak Spanish or Chilean Spanish to follow you.
Okay.
So you need to slow down. But there's also what you do when you slow is you focus your remarks, your content. So say your name slowly and completely and clearly right now.
Max Echeverria.
Very good. Yes. Now, one of the things I like about that is that was easy to follow and it was clear. I didn't have to think about what was his last name. And a way to do that even better is to say, hi, I'm Max Echeverria.
It's all good stuff. The other thing for me about slowing down, and I agree with what Bill said, is you have to remember this. You're very familiar with your stuff. It all fits in context because you understand fully what it is that you do every day, 6 or 7 days a week. It's all new to somebody else. So you've got to frame it up and slow it down to make sure that we not only understand what you do, which you did wonderfully at the beginning. Imagine that you are. That's a great start. That's the perfect way to start. But then remember that we don't know everything about your business. So after you've given us the setup, give us the punchline slowly and clearly, so that once we have the context, we can see the answer. Now, I've got a couple quick things that I say about that. Everything that you do is beginning, middle, and end. So the beginning is the problem, which you did wonderfully. The middle is the process or the solution. And don't forget the end, right? You sort of trailed off. And if you want to hear, say, I would love to join you guys for breakfast and tell you more about it. And if the same thing will be true if it's actually a pitch that you're making to somebody. Don't forget the call to action at the end. And for me, the way you do it is exactly what you did. Then take out all the wiggle words and all the maybes and all the vague stuff. And once you've cut that in half, cut it in half again and make it 4 or 5 killer sentences. Have you ever been in the field? Here's what we do and here's how we do it. And it's unique. I would love to tell you more about it. Beginning, middle, and end in 25 or 30 words and 19 floors in the elevator.